it's Kris.
And I'm Wyatt Elliott from Notebook Entertainment.
And this is Horrorland News. Alright, so we'll start as always with our TV Roundup. And we are going to start with Chucky because I'm super excited. It was so good, you guys.
Yeah, another great episode. It definitely brought in the continuation of Cult of Chucky.
For sure.
For sure.
Because Jennifer Tilly and Fiona Dorff are finally here, you guys. And we'll talk in depth about everything when we do our end of season review.
Yeah.
But a little spoiler, not really, because if you've watched it, you know it's out there. Fiona Dorff plays her father, basically, young Charles Lee Ray in the flashbacks. And guys, it's incredible. She already looks so much like him.
And we didn't know it the first time they showed it. It was just like, wow, that person looks a lot like him. Right. And I figured it was makeup on him to make him look.
Well, to be fair, she had her sunglasses on more that one too.
But then I saw an article that it was her before we saw the end of the episode.
Yep.
And I was just like, whoa, go back. I need to see this again.
Yep. And in the little after special that they have for each episode, they do talk about how they from here up, they're like, she looks like her dad. So all they had to really do was add like a nose and a little bit of chin.
I FaceTimed my dad as my dad, and he was like, huh. It was really weird.
It was, yeah.
It was amazing. The only thing I think is they should have padded out her body a little more because there were certain parts where you could definitely see she had a feminine figure. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, it was really good. Yeah. She, again, without the makeup, she looks a lot like her dad. So
you need to watch
And so much good gore. The makeup's fantastic. The characters are great. Even the ones you like, the ones you hate, they're all great.
And well acted. The Chucky costume. The Chucky puppet is really good.
It's really good, the animatronics.
This is a well-produced show.
Well done.
I was telling her when I watched that, I always thought that Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky were very well-made direct-to-video movies.
Cult of Chucky is beautiful, guys. It's a beautiful film.
Yep, and this just continues on with that same thing. Yeah. So if you like, obviously, I don't know, I feel like the show could make new fans out of Chucky.
Oh, for sure.
If you watch the old stuff and like, this isn't for me, I would say give this a shot. If you like horror, give this a shot. Yeah. It's so deep.
I would say if you're going to give this, if you don't like Chucky, give this a shot, but start with Curse and Cult.
Yeah.
I understand, the first, when it's child's play, it's I understand it's not everyone's cup of tea. It's a little goofy. Fun. Fun. But, and then when you get into Bride and Seed. It's very, very campy, beyond campy.
And that's where I feel like they could have lost some of the true horror fans.
Yeah, not me. I love those two movies.
No, I mean, I was always down for more Chucky. Seed is a little okay out there for me, but I still like it.
Love it.
And like I said before, I'm really glad it's canon. So, but this show I think it's on a deeper level than I've seen Chucky before. So just really give it a shot.
And we still don't even know. There's still 3 episodes left.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh my god, so much has already happened.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's gonna get good. It's just getting better, guys.
It's getting so good. Every episode is better than the last one. Mm-hmm. Cannot say enough good things about Chucky.
Yes, Chucky.
Yep. Today, Friday, is going to be the last episode, but we watched last week's episode of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Mm-hmm. So next episode of Horrorland News, we probably won't talk about it because we will be saving it all for our review.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But again, it's still slow going, but it still has our attention. So they know what they're doing, I guess, story-wise. Because I'm interested.
And what we're going to do to help our review is we're going to binge watch the entire series again from start to finish, because I think we're still in agreement that this show feels like it'd been better if we could have binged all of it. So we're going to, because we still like it.
Oh, yeah.
I like it a lot. It still blows my mind how complicated
how complicated. And then one theory we have, and then something happens, and we're like, well, now what?
Yeah, I have no idea. Some
of our theories are like the craziest theories, and then they're like, oh yeah, explain this, and we're like, oh okay, well now what's the next craziest theory?
Well, yeah, we'll come up with something batshit crazy that's maybe this is gonna happen, and they're like, no, hold my beer, and it's just worse. So
So yeah, it's definitely got our attention.
Yeah, so we do recommend watching it if you haven't yet. But if you're still on the fence, tune in next week. We'll do a full spoiler and spoiler-free
review this
of the series.
So we're going to go back to Day of the Dead. If you remember the first time we talked about this, we did not like the first episode.
I admit, guys, I didn't want to go back and watch more.
But I had saved up 3 episodes on our DVR. So he came over and...
We're down on some things to watch.
We were like, all right, we've got a little bit of time now. Let's get through this. And it's like the first season of Scream Queens. When I first told him about Scream Queens, I was like, I honestly don't know if I like it or not. I mean, now I know that I love it because I understand what it was.
And I was I remember her telling me that, and first of all, I never heard of the show. And then she told me about it. I was like, what do you mean you don't know if you like it or not? Like, but when I finally saw it, I remember distinctively turning to her and being like, okay, I finally get it now. Because I wasn't sure either. And
that's how I feel watching this Day of the Dead. Like, I still have all the same complaints. All of the characters are horrible stereotypes of conservatives, of liberals, of teenagers, of just every stereotype.
Everything. This show is not subtle, guys, at all.
No subtlety.
There was one point where they clearly stop, turn, and say what they're going to say, and I don't remember.
Yeah, it was something like, I understand that comes from a place of privilege.
Right,
and I'm like, guys, what is this script?
Yes, and then there was a part in the movie where, like, they clearly, something happens, we're trying not to spoil it, and then we all got it.
We understood.
We all got it. It's like sneaky.
Yeah. Someone takes something from someone else so that something won't work. And we're like, okay, got it. Cool.
Right.
And then the very next scene with these characters has the character explaining to another character what they just did and why. And we're like...
Yeah, like, we get it. Like, we understand.
If this is for our sake, then you don't need to do this.
And, like, the tone of this whole show, I'm trying to figure out. We watched 3 episodes back to back.
Yeah.
And, like, it's consistent, but at being inconsistent, if that makes sense.
I will say, I adore the makeup. The zombies are fantastic in this. It's crazy good considering the crap that surrounds it as a story and
Their
plot.
entire budget must have gone into makeup.
Right.
But she pointed out there was a severed head the zombie was using as like a snack tray.
Yeah, like just eating like a popcorn bowl.
And that didn't look too good.
No, it looked horrible. So I don't know if like the props department is different from the makeup department.
They got their budget slashed from the other one.
But the zombies look really good.
Yeah, there's a couple of zombies I see in the background that are iffy, but the ones that are up close and everything.
Yeah, the ones that are camera ready.
They're Walking Dead good.
They're really good. And I will say that watching it one after the other, it's easier to see like the Easter eggs from the different from all the way from Living Dead all the way through Dawn Day, all of it. So they do have little Easter eggs to other Romero works in there.
They absolutely do. It's just
it's so heavy-handed, you guys.
Yeah, George Romero was never this heavy-handed.
Exactly. Like if you're a conservative, then the conservative character is basically like talking down to you, and if you're a liberal, then the liberal characters are talking down. It's ridiculously bad script writing. Yeah,
again, it's just there's no subtlety in this at all. They really treat the audience like you're a complete moron, which is, again, Chucky's on the exact same network and it's a completely different show. Like, feel the way it knows its audience is smart. I don't know, this show, like, but sometimes it is funny. Like, sometimes it's, but not always intentionally funny.
Yeah, there's this one, the mayor's husband.
Oh my god.
This guy clearly is used to being like a soap star or like a leading man part, but he's supposed to be playing like a dumb comedic character and he does not pull it off at all.
I feel like he's completely out of his comfort zone, and he's trying to be silly and trying to be a pratfalls and stuff, and like, but it's too much. Like, some of it is just too much for the show.
But at the same time, I'm like, I can't stop watching it.
No.
Like,
there are some good characters. The little lady
I
really
loved. That was the coolest little old lady ever.
Right. She was awesome. And
she was in the last episode we watched.
Yep. She was in the last, so that would have been last week's probably.
Yeah. Best little old lady ever.
She was a lot of fun. Her doctor character guy's getting married. I think he seems like a nice guy in a really bad situation. Like,
right.
I'm like,
run, dude, run. And I'm not talking about from zombies.
No,
I'm talking about his life choices.
He's gonna get married to this woman who's just
full
horrible.
of red flags.
And her dad is even worse.
Bigger red flags.
And it's just, it's like, run away.
Run, dude, run.
And
run far. Like, at one point, he's got his car, and you see, like, the sign is, like, go to the golf course where his wedding is, or go on the interstate. I'm like, dude, interstate. Get on the interstate.
Get on the interstate as fast as you can.
Get away. Screw zombies. You need to leave this wedding.
Yeah. And so
I'm hoping that a lot of people at that wedding are going to be turned into zombies this week.
And then there's the two teenage characters dragging around this stupid keg.
I hate these kids.
Annoying.
They're so annoying.
Like the one dollar store Steve from Stranger
which is the
Things.
mayor's son.
Yes, and
He's Dollar Store Steve, but also with a little bit of like Jonathan mixed in. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And then the guy who opened up he's following with the politician.
Yeah.
And he opened up the mortuary or whatever. That's not what it's called. It's not a mortuary. What's it called?
A funeral home.
What's the drawer he called? They called.
Oh, I don't know, corpse drawer, morgue drawer, corpse drawer.
Anyway, you know what I'm talking about.
Where they put the corpse in the thing and then you open it and it slides out. It's a corpse drawer. I don't know.
All right, go back. All right.
No, that's all staying in.
The corpse drawer. Okay.
That's all you need to know.
Drawer. He opens the corpse drawer for no reason. The guy's just an idiot.
Which is another thing. Okay, like, these are people who were there for a funeral, and they're clearly supposed to be, like, redneck Southern characters because they've got that accent. Yeah. And they've all got guns, and they're all, like, stupid.
They're really stupid.
They're really stupid. Like, it's not okay to stereotype people like this, you guys.
But this kid isn't smart either. He's really dumb, too.
Right, the liberal kid is really dumb, too. Like, the smartest character on here is this little tiny girl who was working at the construction who happens to be, like, she was ex-army or something.
She's the one she's the whistleblower.
Yeah, she's a whistleblower in the first place that finds like a zombie at the bottom of the hole they're drilling because the town is fracking, which is the big political thing in the town is whether or not to frack. And people are like, well, our water's on fire. And they're like, well, jobs.
Right.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like, Romero had those kinds of themes in there.
He did, yeah.
It just was never so smack you over the head. Like, this show... It's hard, guys.
Yeah, like, I feel like if this show would have made, like, a remake of They Live, it would just be so not subtle at all about what it's about.
They need a screenwriter's class on subtlety.
The dialogue is bad.
Oh, and dialogue, for sure.
Oh my god, the dialogue is bad. The acting is hit or miss. Some
and
people
again, I still can't stop watching, so I don't know what witchery they have.
I think I'm invested enough now that I'd like to see it through.
Right.
I do. So there you go. We were very hesitant after the first episode. We stuck
still
around.
don't like most of it.
I don't love it. I think binging it again is probably better than week to week because you just keep watching it and you want to see where it goes versus, oh man, we gotta watch this again on what happened last, just...
Right, like when each episode ended, I was like, okay, cool, we've got another one.
Yeah.
But then while we're watching it, I'm like, why am I doing this to myself?
Yeah, but then it's like, it's terrible, something funny happens, okay, then something interesting happens, like a little interesting, it's like, okay, and then it gets terrible again, and it's just like, oh my god.
Right, it's just, I don't know, like, Scream Queens is a way better show, like, I don't mean to compare it like that, no. That's not what I'm comparing the experience, because I didn't understand when I first watched Scream Queens, the way they build it was wrong because they build it as like a very straight horror show with maybe some comedy, but it's very much
a farce.
Very much a farce. Yeah, very much meant to be a commentary on the genre. It's great. It's a great show.
It's
both
fantastic
seasons.
Show. It really is. It's a fantastic show, and I wish there was more seasons. I wish
it hadn't gotten canceled. But
I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis was in it for God's sakes. Like, it was brilliant.
I mean, so was John Stamos in the second season. So
yeah, well, John Stamos doesn't have his horror card. So
Taylor Lautner, they had a werewolf in there. I mean, he wasn't a werewolf, but
And I will say this, Taylor Lautner has not grown any as an actor.
No, still not a good actor. But okay for that part because of what the character was.
Because what the character was, and it was kind of a satire.
Right.
The fact that he played it so
right.
Taylor Lautner was fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But my point in bringing that up is it's the experience of watching it. Because again, maybe once I get to the end, like I did with Scream Queens, I'll understand better the journey. But right now, I'm like, I can't tell if I'm hating myself or loving myself for watching this. Like,
yeah, and I think the problem really is tone. I think that they would just figure out if they're a comedy, a horror, a farce, a satire, something. Pick one. Pick 2, but not 10.
Right.
Okay?
Not 10, all done badly.
Yeah, right. Master 1. At least master 1 of them, guys.
So yeah, that's going to be an interesting review episode, probably.
Yeah, we're going to drink during that one, I think. So tune in.
So let's move on to the news portion of this news show. The Foo Fighters have announced that they have created a horror comedy movie. It's called Studio 666, and it's coming to theaters in February 25th, 2022.
Oh, I'm down. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I like the Foo Fighters.
Yeah, Dave Grohl in a horror movie, that'd be great.
So down. So the synopsis of the movie is basically the Foo Fighters move into an Encino mansion steeped in grisly rock and roll history in order to record their much anticipated 10th album, Medicine at Midnight. Once in the house, Dave Grohl finds himself grappling with supernatural forces that threaten both the completion of the album and the lives of the band.
Wow. This is going to be interesting.
I can't wait to see this movie.
I'm suddenly picturing a Choose Your Adventure like that wrestling movie they did.
But this is actually going into theaters.
Yeah.
So it's directed by B.J. McDonnell. And in addition to the Foo Fighters, it'll also star Whitney Cummings, Leslie Grossman, Will Forte, Jenny Ortega, and Jeff Garland. So a lot of funny people.
Yeah, that'll help balance it out, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe it's more of a comedic horror then.
Maybe.
You know?
Well, Leslie Grossman, I mean, she's coming from AHS and all that. I mean, I know she's done a lot of other stuff, but she's got AHS chops, so she's used to that campy horror,
I mean,
which I'm sure this will be.
I'm down. I would love it if every band did a horror movie for their concert film. Billie Eilish, like, it's calling to you.
Right.
Like,
oh, that would be perfect.
Right. Like
her songs are so haunting anyway.
Yeah, don't do James Bond music. Do a horror movie, Billie.
Right. Come on.
Jeez.
So yeah, I'm definitely going to be seeing this, so we will report on this once we see it.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be an IMAX. Like
IMAX.
Like I'm picturing maybe like a concert film, but horror.
Yeah, that'd be cool if we get to also hear like the new songs off the album too.
I mean, I think that would be the best. If you're going to take a band and do that, it would be kind of cool if it was almost like a musical, but it would play their music and they could perform it and do it in a scene, make a music video out of each scenes. Yeah, well, we don't really know what this is going to be yet. Yeah, but in the interview I saw, I think Dave Grohl was talking about, like, they've done everything, and so this is, a new experiment, a new way to do the music for them. And yeah, I'm all for it. I mean, grow as a band, grow as an artist. All for it. Try new stuff. Absolutely. So our second story is that we all got a first look at the movie Cello. If you haven't heard, that is the new movie from Darren Lynn Bousman of Saw fame. You all know him from Saw. It was shot in Saudi Arabia, and it's starring Tobin Bell and Jeremy Irons. So I'm down, because give me any Tobin Bell. Yeah, I'm down. Right, that's fantastic, especially reuniting with that director. Yeah, that'd be cool. And from what I understand, it was shot like really quick. Kind of sounds like it in Saudi Arabia, because I'm not sure they had all the licenses and stuff, and in a couple other places. So it's the story of an aspiring cellist who learns that the cost of his brand new cello is a lot more insidious than he first thought. Ooh. And it's scripted by, and I'm going to apologize in advance for this name because, guys, I'm so bad with names. Scripted by Turki Al-Sheikh, I think is his name. I'm very, very sorry. And it's based on his novel. So he wrote a novel, and this is based off of that. Cool. Well, that's nice that a novelist gets to write their own screenplay. I wonder if there's going to be a reverse bear trap in it. Probably not Saw related, but... Hey, it can't be any worse than Spiral. It really can't, you guys. I did not like Spiral.
All right, so a new Danish Christmas horror series is coming to Netflix, so we'll have a new show to add to our TV roundup.
I did check out this trailer. Kind of gave me the feel of, there was a movie a few years ago that I watched on Netflix, and it was called Rare Exports. And it's a Christmas horror movie. I believe it's Danish. And it's about this people out in the Arctic, and they find Santa Claus in the ice. But it's not just a Santa Claus. It's a whole bunch of Santa Clauses. It's like a pack.
Santa graveyard.
It's a pack of Santa Clauses, and it's weird because they're all these old men, and they're like naked, and they export them, and they end up to be monsters, and they eat people and all kinds. It's batshit crazy movie. So
I'm down.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's worth your watching. But this kind of gave me that same vibe.
So this is Elves, and it's set to premiere November 28th.
On Netflix. Yeah.
So again, we'll probably add it to our TV Roundups segment and let you guys know what kind of craziness is going to ensue there.
Yeah, it looked interesting to me.
Yeah.
I was surprised it was a series. I thought it was going to be a movie, but I think they said it was only like 4 episodes.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
But I'll be down to check it out.
Yeah, and so basically the synopsis of that is a Christmas vacation turns into a nightmare for a teenager and her family when they discover an ancient menace that stalks their island getaway.
Ooh.
It was created and written by Stefan Jarowski and Eric Sherbarth. And Ronnie Ezra is the director.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
I don't know any of those people.
I'm down. I did see in the trailer that it's it's in Danish, so, you know.
But we watched Squid Game, so.
Yep, exactly. So just let you know. So I highly recommend watching it in its original language and just reading it. Because, man, the clips of Squid Games, I can't do it.
Is not where
I cannot
it's
do it. I can't do it.
It is just not where it's at. All right, so let's get into our final segment, our indie film spotlight.
My advice to young filmmakers, make a movie every week. Make films, no matter what anybody says, and you'll be a filmmaker.
This week I found another short on YouTube. It's only about 4 minutes, and it's called 2 a.m., The Smiling Man. And it's from Go for Broke Pictures, directed and edited by Michael Evans, and starring Sean Simon as the roamer and Paul Foltz as the Smiling Man.
It's a very simple movie.
Very simple movie.
A guy's out at night walking the streets. I relate to it, only I usually have my dog with me. And he sees a guy, and
weirdo.
His interaction with him is questionable.
Right, it's a very weird guy. Maybe went to the Ministry of Silly Walks.
Maybe, right. Like, sometimes it's funny because he does like a little dance and everything, but it's creepy at the same time.
Right.
The music tells you, the atmosphere, the tone is that it's creepy, and it would be. Like, if you saw this, you'd be creeped out.
It's a great little 4-minute short.
Exactly.
Yeah. The reason I picked it is because they said that they based it off of a true story that they got off of Reddit.
Oh.
So, yeah, that I thought was interesting. And they do link in their video, which we'll link to, they link to the original Reddit story and an animated film of this, I guess, too.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it's a whole multimedia thing with this.
Maybe it's one of those Reddit urban legends that are out there.
Maybe like a creepypasta or something.
Yeah, something, yeah.
But yeah, I picked that because it reminded me of our journey, especially his, because I came into the company later. But he started with a series called FML, which is on our other channel.
Yeah, it's our flagship series. It's our most successful. But I started it 10 years ago when there was a website, I think it's still around, and it was called fmylife.com. And at that point, smartphones were new, and when we were bored at work, everybody would be reading these little short stories that people would submit on this website. And I got visuals about it, and it took me about a year, and I was like, let's make these. Yep. And the rest is history, really.
Yep, and so we've got a thriving channel, and now we write our own episodes. We no longer, it's been years.
Yeah, it's been years since I've even gone to the website and even picked out ideas. Now they're all original ideas.
Or fan-submitted.
Fan-submitted does it a lot, but now we've got over 600 episodes.
Right, so that's my point is, we did it that way, he did it that way, I came into it. And then they were able to, hey, here's this Reddit story, let's make a film. So again, with independent filmmaking, it is, if you've got a vision, just go out there and make it.
Yeah,
just
really.
get out there with your camera and do it.
But exactly, like I've been read stories off of Reddit and creepypasta, and I visualize them all the time. Like I won't go into details with it, but look up. There's a creepypasta about a evil Sonic the Hedgehog game that I am dying to turn into a movie. So someday, but yeah. So again, if you have independent film is all about just do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
With cell phone technology and everything now, there's no excuse, guys, and just learn as you go. Yep. You know?
So whether it's our stuff, whether it's again 2 a.m. The Smiling Man, it's doesn't matter where you get the inspiration. If you've got it, take it, run with it, go it, try it, put it out there.
Yeah, people ask me all the time where to get your ideas, and I'm like, everywhere. I could be watching a YouTube video and be like, there's an idea.
Right.
You know, so.
We've got a lot of, TV themed ones. Like, we'll be watching Friends or The Office and be like, oh, well, that would make a good FML.
Make a good FML episode. You can do tributes. You can do, to other things, to fan films. There is an art in fan films. Yep. We've seen a lot of good ones.
We've featured some fan films here.
Absolutely. So if you don't have any ideas, but you're passionate about film and you're passionate about a project, there's always a fan film to make.
Yep.
Heck, you can make us an FML and submit it.
We will show it. If it's good.
If it's good, yeah. All right.
So, that's basically why I chose this one. And again, he has other videos on his channel, so check out his YouTube channel. Yeah. It looked like he had some how-to videos for different things, maybe some music videos. So it looks like he's kind of into a lot of different things, which is awesome.
I think it's great. I think it's a shame that YouTube channels have to focus on one thing, or people won't watch it. I get it, and we're just adapting to that. But I think that it should be. I think variety. If somebody has multiple talents and multiple ideas, I think that'd be nice. But
oh yeah, well he's got I think he had pretty good numbers. So he's got some following. Go check out his channel. Check out some of the other short films and content that he has there. Yep. And if you like it, make sure you subscribe to him because subscribing helps all of us.
Subscribing, liking the video, which, speaking of which, thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. It helps the YouTube algorithm god. And thank you for watching and allowing us to keep doing this because we love horror.
Have a great night and great fight.
Bye.
Well, part of it was honestly inspired by the fact that in real life, Fiona's real laugh sounds like Chucky's laugh. But
It's true. I have a natural cackle.